Hey, welcome back. This is a series I'm working on. I'm talking about my decision-making process. I'm undecided as a voter. I don't know whether I'm going to do Democratic or Republican. I wanted to share my story with you as we lead up to this election in November for our next president. And if you want to check out the first video, my introduction, you can definitely check that out and see. But I've kind of want to share with you as we lead up, as we finish up the remaining primaries, we secure a Democratic nominee and a Republican nominee. I just kind of want to share my decision making process. I'm going to be researching, looking up things, learning, discussing, sharing any epiphanies that I may have between the now and then. So right now, I would categorize myself as a Democratic voter. The last two elections that I voted in, I voted Democratic. Excited. I was canvassing, I was, knocking on doors, I was talking to people in the streets. I really wanted people to participate in the process. I wanted as many people to vote. I wanted as many voices to be heard. I guess I was excited because I felt that the candidate that I liked at the time had a great chance of winning, as anybody does who works on a campaign. So, but then I kind of began to ask questions. I'm older, and as I get older, there are things that they're important to me now, and I wasn't really thinking about as a young man, and I was just ignorant to it. I just didn't know. And one of the things that I've noticed, and this is since I've been little, and I've been watching elections and election coverages for a long time, because I remember when I was in like fifth grade, I was living in Virginia prior to that for a couple of years, and we moved back up here to DC. And I remember we were going to Van Ness, and it was in Southeast DC, and we had our teacher, and Mr. Guy Vance. And I remember when I came back, it was fifth grade, and I was around 10 years old. So I remember coming back, and it was just a shock from like the suburbs of like Virginia where I was, and I came back here to the inner city. And it was just different. I had lived here before. I had to go for a couple of years. I came back, and then I was like, man, I remember it was just different. I get to see Mrs. Maxwell. And I remember that our homework was to watch the news, we had to do current events. And this was a time when President Bill Clinton was running. And I remember, because I remember it was always on the news. We always had to go home and watch. Then we had to come back. We had to write a paragraph about it. We had to do social studies and current events. But we was talking about it. And she was very, very good at like getting us to be engaged in current events, even at that time and at a young age. I remember her having us go to the library, look through the card catalog, get the books. We had to write reports because there was a lot of things that were happening around like 90, like 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. It just seemed like the Berlin Wall fell and things just started going on and just there was this change. So to wrap that up to say, I remember just the coverage, and I remember the campaign that Bill Clinton was running. I remember staying up and watching Arsenio Hall, and I saw him on there, and then I saw the George H.W. And I remember his campaign too. I really do. And I just remember when I was going to school that morning, Bill Clinton, I swear I remember it. It was like change. That's what I remember. It was like all this cool music, and then they did this fade in and all that. And then I remember they did one for Bush, and then it was kind of like trust. So, but they've been playing this change versus trust. We need change, campaign on change, revolution change versus, trust, and we need to go back to and trust us. We know what we're doing. Even then, I just thought that's how you were supposed to vote. I looked at where I was living. I looked at how I was. I knew I was a black kid. I was, urban area. Bill Clinton was everybody, all the adults, everybody around me was saying like he's the first black president. And I'm like, he's a white guy. But I kind of understanding the metaphor that they were trying to use even at a young age. So I'm thinking like this is what I'm hearing from like adults, parents, people at church. This is what is being instilled. Like this is how you vote. You're black. You live here. You're going to vote this way. Just to kind of share where I'm coming from. So I get older. I get older, and I finally get an opportunity to vote, and I vote, basically because I'm thinking this is how you vote. During that time, I definitely noticed that I would see them, the candidates, people that are running for office, even at the local level, the city council, the ward people that's running for council at large and all that. You would see them when it's time for my grandma, my uncle, and them to go vote. And I would be like, oh, okay. And they would come to the school, and you had to lock school down, and you shake hands, and you really didn't know what was going on. And And then I just kind of notice a pattern. I'm very good at noticing patterns. I'm very good at just watching, and then I kind of observe a flow, and I kind of pick up like, oh, okay, well, this happens when this happens, and I kind of notice they come around, they campaign, they see a lot of cool stuff, and then it's kind of like, oh, well, that didn't really work out until the next time, and they come back around again, and here, yo, we're gonna do it this way. This is what we're gonna do for you. There was kind of like a feeling where I was becoming disenfranchised, and I was losing the connectivity that I felt, even though I feel like it was kind of instilled within me because that's the first impression that I had was what I was told. So as I got older and as I got into my adult life and started making decisions on my own, I noticed a pattern again. Wards, and there's a representative for each ward. There's a mayor, there's a council at large member, and there's some other positions that elected at the local level, just like if you live in a state and then you have these districts and they're all broken up, you have representatives, and those are the people that go to the House of Representatives. You got 2 senators potentially for each state depending on their population and all that. So again, watching TV, you watch political ads. Again, as we're going into the mid 90s and the late 90s into the 2000s, and now we're looking at the internet. The information superhighway has come and gone. It's coming. It's come. It's been implemented. It's part of our lives. We have social media. We have access. So there's the 24-hour news cycle. Here we are. I'm seeing all these ads, negative ads, positive ads, spin ads. And again, there was the cycle. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to vote this way. They're going to say they're going to do something, and they're going to say, well, we can't do it because we can't work with Republicans. And the Republicans are going to come and tell me, well, your interests aren't being met because you need to vote our way. But I'm thinking, I really don't see many people that look like me, so I'm kind of nervous where I am. So I'm not going to stretch this out further. I just kind of wanted to give you some background as to why I have voted Democratic, and I believe that a big portion of it was the influences that I received as a young child, as a pre-adolescent, just because that's what I was around, it's what I was exposed to. So it's not a knock. I just want to share. Like I never really did any research into any books or did anything to say, okay, well, this is the platform, these are the values, and hey, okay, I'm going to write down this is what's important to me, and then I'll compare, and then I'll say, well, you know what? This does address the majority of what's important to me. I don't even have a full understanding. Like I can't tell you when the Democratic Party was started, like what year, right? Not now. That's why I'm doing my research. I can't tell you the year that the Republicans started. I can't tell you dates and times. You see what I mean? Even though I sound like I'm smart and I have a reference to pull from, I have to do research because I'm ignorant right now and I don't know, and I kind of want to be honest and share it. So that's until next time. So if you like the content, thumbs up, thumbs down. I didn't mean to go further. I'll make sure I cut these a lot shorter. If you like the content, subscribe. I will be going further in depth as I investigate Democratic and Republican. What do you think? How do you vote? Why do you vote the way you do? And do you think that we need to put more thought into that? I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm Jaded Nerd, and I will talk to y'all next time.